Hello and welcome to Driving with Todd, and I'm Todd. So, who doesn't like disco? Let's see. I, you gotta like disco. I love disco. Disco was a fun period in the 70s, and it really changed the sound of music. A lot of the dance music that went from the 80s into the 90s until now is formed around disco music. And there were so many good disco bands. And I just loved going to the discos. We had quite a number of discos in our city. Most of them were in bowling alleys. I'm not sure why, but bowling alleys always had a discotheque in them. Our YMCA had a disco in the basement. They were just all over the place. And you'd go, and they'd all have the lighted dance floor. Some of them had smoke machines, which were really cool, and they all had a DJ spinning records. And they were always very, very loud with a lot of bottom end bass. I mean, you could just feel it in your chest, the bass, when they play a record. And they'd put something on, they put a record on, and everybody go out onto that dance floor, and they'd all be just, discoing away. Just great. I mean, disco was so big, they even did a huge, successful movie, Saturday Night Fever, with John Travolta. In those days, you didn't have it where you could watch it on Netflix 18 times. If you wanted to see a movie more than once, you had to go to the theater. And I remember seeing Saturday Night Fever at least 4 or 5 times in the theater. It was just such a good movie. And then when I watch it today, in fact, I just watched it last year again. It's a little dated, but it's still a really good movie. I enjoy it. So where am I going with all this? Well, rock and roll bands also did disco, not just the disco groups and the female and the male vocalists that did disco, but rock and roll bands did disco. It got to be so big, they got into the scene. You had the Rolling Stones doing Miss You. Great song from the Some Girls album. And I love the 12-inch single. Boy, I bought that, and that version is like about 7 minutes long, and you just can get down to that song. It's just great. Then you had Paul McCartney and Wings doing Good Night Tonight, and there was a 12-inch extended version of that song as well. And then you had Santana doing One Chain, and they did 12-inch single of One Chain. That was about 7 minutes long. It was just great, fun music, and everybody was getting into it. And one that I really, really liked was the Kinks doing I Want to Fly Like Superman. That is just a great song from their low budget album. So the Kinks, they every year I think they put out an album. They're in 1970 they put out Lola versus the Money Go Round. Great album. Then they put out Muswell Hillbillies, and they kept on putting out albums. But most of these albums didn't make it in the U.S. They just, they kind of flopped. I bought them all, but I was probably one of the few people in the U.S. to buy all of these Kinks albums. Well, when Low Budget came out, they actually got into the top 100 with that album, and it sold really well in the U.S. And the first single pulled from that album was Superman. And Superman was also available on a 12-inch extended mix single. It was a 6 minute long extended version, which I truly love. I mean, it's just a great song. So what I thought we'd do is listen to the Kinks doing Superman. Now, Ray Davies, the main writer for the Kinks of the songs and the lead singer, he hated disco. I mean, he did not like disco. So this wasn't something that he did so that he could get into the groove. It was that Clive Davies, the president of Arista Records, and that was the label that the Kinks were on, asked Ray to do a disco-friendly song so they could get it on the radio and on the dance floor. And he thought, well, that could help build sales of their next album. So Ray didn't want to do it, but he was watching the first Superman movie, Superman the movie, okay, and with Christopher Reeves, and he thought, I'm going to write a song about this. I want to be like Superman. I want to fly like Superman. So he wrote the song. They went in the studio and they did it. And it was more of a joke to Clive Davis, not realizing it was going to be a hit single for them. It didn't make it into the top 40. It just missed. The highest it got was 41 on Billboard's charts. But the song is great. I just love it. It's a fun song. It's disco, and I admit it, I do love disco. So we're gonna watch I Want to Fly Like Superman, and a person put this video together and did the artwork. It is tremendous. It is very cool. It reminds me a little bit of the artwork for the Beatles movie Yellow Submarine. So let's watch this. It is really cool, and this is the single version of the song.
Cigarette and a cup of tea. I looked in the mirror, what did I see? A 9-stone weakling with knobbly knees. I did my knees bend, press ups, touch my toes. Had another sneeze and I blew my nose. I looked in the mirror at my pigeon chest. I had to put on my clothes because it made me depressed. Surely there must be a way for me to change the shape I'm in. Dissatisfied with what I am, I wanna be a better man. Superman, wish I could fly like Superman. Superman, I wanna be like Superman. I wanna be like Superman. Wish I could fly like Superman. Woke up this morning, what did I see? A big black cloud hanging over me. I switched on the radio and nearly dropped dead. The news was so bad that I fell out of bed. There was a gas strike, oil strike, lorry strike, a bread strike. Gotta be a Superman to survive. Gas bills, rent bills, tax bills, phone bills. I'm such a wreck, but I'm staying alive. Hey girl, we gotta get out of this place. There's gotta be something better than this. I need you, but I hate to see you this way. If I was Superman, I would fly you away. I'd really like to change the world, save it from the mess it's in. I'm too weak, I'm so thin. I'd like to fly, but I can't even swim. Superman, oh, I wanna fly like Superman. Superman, wish I could fly like Superman. Superman, wish I could fly like Superman. I wanna be like Superman. Superman, Superman.
Pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Just really a cool uh, cartoon illustration of this song. I mean, it's just really great, and the way they portrayed the Kinks in here, they look great. I mean, they just look great, and it was more of their 60 mid 60s look than definitely their late 70s look when this came out in 79, 1979. But great song, love Superman. You know, he looks at himself in the mirror and he's just a skinny little guy, and there's so many problems in the world and so many bills he has to pay. He just wants to be Superman to fix everything, and he just can't. There's only one Superman, and that's Clark Kent. So hope you enjoyed this. You know, a little look back at disco music by the Kinks. I think it was the only thing they ever recorded that was disco. Like I mentioned, Ray Davies was not a fan of disco music. So anyways, if you really like Superman by the Kinks, you like the video, why don't you hit that like button? That'd be really cool. If you have any comments about the song Superman, the album Low Budget, the Kinks, maybe you saw the Kinks perform Superman live. That'd be awesome to know about that as well. Put it in the comments below. That'd be really cool. And if you haven't done so, subscribe to my channel. Just push that subscribe button, and if you ring the bell, you'll get updates to my latest videos. With that, hope your day is just flying along and you're just having the time of your life with a big smile on your face. And peace out, baby.